Hello, friends. Good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back to today's session. So, friends, we are discussing the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull. So far, we have completed chapter 1 and 2. Today, we'll go through chapter 3 of this book. So, let me share the slides. So, friends, if anyone joined new, the book we are discussing is Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and the author is Richard Bach. It's a simple story of a seagull who tries to fly and reach the heights, and how the society or the traditions, right? The condition stops him, but still he goes forward. He stays strong with his willpower, and he achieved the success. And he learns the art of flying high. So today we'll go through chapter 3 or part 3 of this book. So yesterday we learned, right? Jonathan, he met Chang, who teaches him, a lot of techniques of flying, and also supports and motivates him. He teaches him that limitations are not bound to his body, but it's way beyond. So after Jonathan learns from him, he gets self-realized. He understands the true freedom, right? Flying is not just, achieving something, but getting that freedom. And then he realizes that he has to come back and teach to the other folks. The happiness, the freedom that he experienced, he has to come back and share with everyone. Then he comes back. Now he doesn't come back, as the old Jonathan, who was once exiled from the folk. Now he comes as an empowered, as a teacher to share his wisdom. Right? He has a purpose that he want to motivate or uplift others also. That was his purpose, to come back. He could have chose to stay there in the higher planes where everything was comfort. Right? He had the right people, the right company around him, like-minded seagulls who all look forward for growth and transformation, just not looking for the survival, right? But he comes back and he wanted to share the same with his other folks. So teaching to others. So Jonathan, he looks for the seagulls, right, who are outcast like him, and he forms as a group and start teaching them, the technique of flying, balance, and the speed. There are many who wanted to come, but they fear. But most of them, they are outcast from the group, who are similar to him, who are looking forward for growth and transformation. Right? He teaches them basic flight, builds the self-belief, and patiently guide them. Because they're all frustrated. They all, they were rejected by the group. So they were very low confident. They don't know their limitations and all. But Jonathan, he looks himself when he sees them. He remembers his past. So he patiently guides them how to fly, right? Without judging them or without forcing them. He knows that truth, the wisdom comes from inner self-realization. That's how he teaches them, not only the techniques, but the true values also. So among the group, one was Fletcher, who was very, he transformed a lot. He learned very quickly, and he was one of the, after Jonathan, he was very good at it. Initially, when he started, he was very, angry and confused. He was very angry about the folks who outcast him, who did not support him, and he was very low in confidence also. But when Jonathan teaches him about how to fly, he learns discipline. He faces a lot of struggle, but ultimately he learns the art of flying. There was a turning point when one day during the practice, he falls and he strikes. He crashes on the. Then he thinks that he died. But Jonathan comes and helps him. He teaches him that his limitations are way beyond than his physical and mental. Then he understands, then he builds more and more positivity and becomes more stronger. That was a turning point for the transformation of this flesher. He realizes his limits are more, right? He has more abilities and potential. He is just feared and scared to go. But after that, his fear is completely removed and he can fly easily. He gains a lot of confidence and courage. That's how Jonathan slowly transformed him and helped him, overcome the fear and can learn how to fly high. As Jonathan is teaching everyone and he saw the Fletcher's transformation, but still the other folks, they still were opposing him. They didn't like them. And they also says that they are very irresponsible and also dangerous for the folks. They don't appreciate him, but now Jonathan is not looking for their appreciation. Earlier, he used to look for that, but now he only looks for the people who are willing to transform, but not to accept, right? So he sees, they all sees him as different and the groups also. But slowly, the Jonathan now realizes that how these traditions and deep-rooted, the fear and all stops people from coming forward. Even though some folks from the group, they wanted to come and learn, they wanted to step forward, but because of fear, they still, remain the same. And others, they completely oppose them. They don't want to learn, they're just happy with what they were doing and just looking for the survival mode, not to learn for growth or transformation. But one of the good thing what Jonathan teaches is folks is love and forgiveness. Even though the other folks used to oppose them, right, they didn't support them, but still Jonathan shows love and forgiveness, and it teaches the same to do not get anger or don't hate the folks. It's just because they are doing from fear and not a lack of awareness, but it was not their true intention, right? So he understood their fear, that they were doing all this because of fear, because they were not ready to accept the new change. They were not ready to question their beliefs. They are still in the same group or the same consciousness. They are not ready to evolve. So don't hate them or judge them, but just love and forgive them. Right? He teaches them how to practice the compassion. And he also taught them true wisdom is not just skill, but to cultivate this compassion and kindness. That's when the true wisdom comes. You have to accept everyone, no matter people accept you or they hate you. But when we accept each and everyone, that's when the true wisdom comes. Wisdom just with skill is not complete, right? You should have this emotions also, the love and compassion, the people around you. So now he has taught them flying, he's taught them values, and now Jonathan saw that folks, right, lot of seagulls, they are slowly evolving and they are able to fly, and among them Fletcher is doing very good. So now he's thought that his role for what he came to teach everyone, to empower them, his role is complete, and now he want to go back to the higher plane. He just came to empower others, to teach others, right? Now the growth is there, the transformation is happening. So he wanted to go back. The true mastery is to step back, right? Once you teach, you have to step back and to allow others to grow, stand on their own self, not to be dependent on you or others. And that's what Jonathan did. He taught them everything, and now he took a step back and allowed them to grow by themselves. He encouraged independence, not dependent on him, and leaves with trust that even though he goes, they will still continue. the learning process. Right? They will not give up because he was assured that whatever he thought, that is still going to continue. So the legacy of Jonathan. Now, once the Jonathan left, then Fletcher, he took the lead. He took the leadership and he continues teaching whatever he learned from Jonathan, the flying techniques, right? He continued teaching the folks. So the true legacy is not just, getting successful by ourselves or learning something, but to leave other, and how to empower others. Even though we are not there, the wisdom, the learning should continue. That's what the true legacy is. He left that legacy behind. Even though he left to the higher plane, the journey of growth and transformation is still continuing. The folks who have learned from him, they are continuing that cycle of learning and transformation. So this is how the growth carries forward. So he teaches us so many values, right? Not to give up, keep continuing the practice, love others, forgive those who do not support you, and develop the love and compassion, and to teach others, right? Whatever we have learned, we should teach others to spread the same with others. And true wisdom comes when we learn the skill and also develop good and positive qualities. And to step back and allow others to grow, right? We should give the chance for others also to grow and transform. Once we give our wisdom, we should not be there, right? We can guide them and motivate them, but we should allow them to grow also. And he left a lasting legacy behind him. So people, so the folks, they all like very gratitude and the process continue. So this is how the beautiful journey of Jonathan. The conclusion from this chapter: true learning leads to teaching others. Limits are often created by the mind. Society may resist, but truth remains. Right? There might be so many conditions and everything, but truth always remains. There might be people or society or conditions or traditions that might be challenging you. But if you are strong, if you know what you're doing is right, then you will always get succeeded. Mastery includes love, patience, and compassion. Real success is uplifting others, not only one's own growth, but to empower others and uplifting others also. We don't just rise by learning, we rise by helping others rise. And some of the reflection points to reflect from this chapter: how do I react when others reject or misunderstand me? This is quite common we face, right? At home, at work, or in society. So, how we react to these things? Do I have patience to grow step by step? Right? Many times we want things very faster, right? We cannot wait. We want the end goal, but the patience is required, regular practice, and slow step-by-step growth is very important. So do you have that patience to grow? Am I using my learning to help and guide others? Am I developing not just skills, but also compassion? What is the higher purpose I'm moving towards? Right? There might be many purpose. We also read from the book Ikigai and also discussing about the purpose. So by now you might have got some understanding about your purpose. Or you can ask, what is my higher purpose? Am I aligned towards it or am I moving towards it? So friends, I hope this was helpful. The summary of this chapter. If anyone has any questions or want to share, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, this is wonderful. The inspiring chapter, definitely. So, yeah, it covers everything, right? So, whatever we learn, you teach, and the service help others. So, even the PSSM master, Patriji says the same thing. If you learn A, teach A. Whatever you learn, if you teach others, so that might be helpful for them, uplift for them. The transformation begins. So the same thing, the whatever the Jonathan, how he helped to all other seagulls. So definitely we get rejections from the society for few things, whatever, if anybody anything starts, right? So we have to understand for ourselves how we are growing and how we are helping others, how we are satisfying what we are doing. So once you start meditation, we understand all these things. That's what we have been learning, right? So how the meditation helps you understand the purpose of our life, and the same thing, Jonathan's, and the compassion, the service, all these things comes through meditation. So the author clearly explained all these things very well. And yeah, definitely we are all in the same path. We are practicing meditation, and we are, listening all these concept, whatever the book we see the power of now, all these things, ikigai, the purpose of love, life, how it helps, why we came here. So yeah, it's a wonderful book and chapter. Thank you, Apurva.
Yes, friends. So for that, first we need to identify, right? Who am I? What we like, what we enjoy. So Jonathan always wanted to fly, right? When though there were struggles, he slowly practiced it. He achieved that mastery. And once he felt that freedom and joy, then he started sharing. The same way, when we are full, when we are complete, then only we can give. When we are half, when we are not there, right? We cannot share anything. We can only share that lack, that fear. But once we are complete, once we are whole, we can start sharing with others. So first we need to realize our own self. We need to overcome our challenges. There might be something that we can easily share, but the greater purpose is to understand your own self. Then when you get that freedom, when you get the self-realization, enlightenment, then you can help more and more people with your wisdom.
So, how do I react when someone rejects me? Or like it happens at workplace, right? Mostly like they misunderstand us, and how do we react?
Yeah. See, initially it's quite common that we feel, okay, what I did or why, right? That question will come naturally.
Yes.
Yeah. But now we can understand, right, where I can improve or why the situation come. There might be something, right, that the other person or I may not conveyed in a proper way, or there is something misunderstanding, or did I express this rightly? So first do a self check on yourself, and still if everything seems good, then there might be something from the other person. He might be in a bad situation, or as we learn from the book, right, the people oppose it because they are not ready to learn, or they're not ready to overcome their beliefs. They still wanted to be in the survival mode. That means other people is not yet ready. It's nothing fault in you. Just accept. And so that you will slowly, you can know how to behave with them. And as he said, even though people reject you, develop this love and compassion towards them. Right? That's what we can do.
Yeah. 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 Sure. Thank you.
And we also learn from the relationships and seven essence of mirrors, right? So most of the time, if the other person is doing something, it always comes from ourselves. There might be something that we are missing or we didn't communicate, right? So when we question about it, then we'll get the answer. It might not come immediately, but when we ponder upon it or sit in meditation, we might get something, why this happened or what is that I should correct it. Then definitely you will understand. You'll get that reflection and you can work on it. And we also have to take it in a positive way, right? If someone is opposing you, someone is challenging you, means they are supporting you in your growth. We always think they are demotivating us, but we should understand if someone challenges you, means we work more. We want to prove, okay, I can do this or I will be successful. That means they are always helping us indirectly. Directly, they may be opposing us, but behind the scenes, they are helping us. So we should always be grateful for them. Yes. If anyone wants to add, then.
No, that's right. So yeah, everyone get rejections, right? So the first thing, accept. That is the main thing. Once you accept it, you don't feel, guilt or stressed out for any rejections. And also, we have to think that if you were in that position, in their shoes, how would you think? Why they are rejecting us? You have to think another way around. So you'll understand somehow. And definitely for every rejection or whatever the challenge, we have to learn from the situation. So immediately you have to think that, so why this situation came to me? What I have to learn here? That you have to sit in meditation or think about it. So if it is keep on coming to you, then you have to think why it is keep on coming to me. That's what there is a concept, the mirror concept. Everything is happening, it's a mirror. Whatever we have inside, it comes to us. So that we have to understand. So we don't feel guilt, or we don't feel stressed out. Accept as is, and we always forgiveness and forgive. These things we know already. So then slowly we can grow, and we have to work on that. Yep.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, friends. Anybody else have anything you want to add or want to share anything? You can unmute yourself.
I think, yeah, that is mostly ego also plays a major role here, right? Most of us feel some ego while learning. If we drop ego, most of the problems will be solved in accepting the mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, if the other person rejects us, we feel okay. They
Yeah, keep going.
how can he
Let.
change me, or how can he reject me?
Yeah.
That comes. But if we drop that, we can see, okay, where I need to work on or where I can improve. We can take that in a positive way.
Yeah, positive way.
Yes, absolutely.
So our human nature is, we always think that, okay, when I get a chance to again reject them, that's
Yeah.
most of them was like think that, okay, every dog has it comes in one day. That's the thing. People think that, okay, I have to get revenge. So I'll wait for revenge. So this, the meditation, when we practice this meditation, these things will go away. Whatever it comes, we will think in different way. The complete our thought pattern will change. No more grudges, no more, revenges, whatever happening, we accept as is and work on it. Yep, that is the beauty.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Purnaj. Yes.
Thank you.
So that's why we are reading this book, so that we can gain more and more wisdom. When we do meditation, we gain energy. And whatever we are learning, right, we can implement in our life. We know many things from childhood, but the implementation part is somewhere lacking. So when we do this meditation and learn the wisdom, then the knowledge will turn into wisdom. Whatever we are learning, can practically implement them. That's what we learn, the concept, learning, doing, and ultimately will be in the state. Now, initially we might react, but as we slowly, consciously change our thoughts and emotions, we can ultimately be in that new state. If someone says something you don't feel, you will feel balanced, right? That will come with practice, knowing more and more wisdom and practicing meditation and being more positive throughout the day. So that's why they say, share your experience. When you share, you learn, that's whatever we are learning, we are sharing with others. Even though in sessions or when you speak with throughout the day, right? When you speak with your friends or family, you can share this information, whatever you are learning, so that they also will learn, and it will store in your subconscious mind. The more we share this wisdom, the more we repeat whatever we are learning, that knowledge becomes there'll be a strong neural connection in our brain, and we don't forget that easily. And whenever situation comes, we can easily implement that. You can consciously make the right decision. Right? So friends, with this, let's go into today's meditation. So we'll be doing the breath mindfulness meditation. So as usual, I know most of you know this process, but still if some new person is coming every day, I just repeat it again. So sit comfortably as you see in the picture. Cross your legs and clasp your fingers. And just observe your normal natural breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale. Just observe your breath. It's quite common to get thoughts. Everyone gets thoughts. But whenever you realize that you're getting thoughts, then just simply bring attention back to observing your breath. Right? Once you're in deep state where you're not getting anything, just no need to observe the breath. Just be as an observer. Just observe what's happening. Don't question, don't think what's happening. Am I seeing anything? Right? When we use analytical mind during the meditation, then if we get any experiences, you might likely to lose. Because when your mind comes, then the experience will drop. Just be as an observer. Once you come out of the meditation, you can just recollect what you saw or how you experienced or what happened during the meditation. So let's do this meditation. We'll play the music and guidance and we can follow. Dear friends, sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands, fingers into fingers. And now, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale. Just observe the breath. As you observe the breath, our mind becomes empty. Just be with your breath, dear friends. Let thoughts come and go. Don't get attached to it. Don't get carried by your thoughts. Whenever you realize you're in thoughts, bring your attention back to the breath. This time we are spending for our own self. We are all into the group meditation. Go deeper and deeper into yourself. Come back to your body, dear friends. Recollect your experiences. What did you feel? Friends, at this moment, let's express gratitude. Be grateful to your parents, teachers, and mentors. Be grateful to your family members, friends, and everyone you know. Be grateful to plants, animals, and Mother Nature. Be grateful to all the technology and devices which we are using, through which we are all connected. Elevate yourself with this feeling of love and compassion and feeling of oneness with each and everyone. Whenever you are ready, place your palms on your eyes for 5 seconds and then slowly open your eyes. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. I hope you all had a good wisdom session and also had a good meditation, able to experience that calmness and be as an observer in the meditation. We'll see you all tomorrow at the same time with another session followed by meditation. Thank you and have a good day, everyone.